of you. Welcome to our Come Alive India show from Lorient Travels. Today we are at Khajuraho, one of the smallest villages in India and located in the state of Madhya Pradesh. We will take you on a very riveting journey, and we would like to explain to you some of the finer points of Khajuraho. As you all know, is one of the finest temple architecture that you can see in the whole of India, or perhaps even in the world. It's a 10th century monuments, and Lorient Travels is delighted to bring to you this program live from Khajuraho, where we have our local expert, Mr. Jain, who will explain to us all the finer details of these temples as we take you on a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, as well as a short walk through the temple complex. I would like to tell you this is again a Come Alive India show, and this is our part of our ongoing series through the pandemic, and we do hope once things normalize, you will travel to Khajuraho and to other parts of India and discover the finer facets and the nuances, as well as have some wonderful experiences in incredible India. So warm welcome to you, Mr. Anup Jain, and I would like you to take over. You're in the very beautiful Eastern complex right now, and we look forward to hearing from you. Welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Did you hear me well?
Can you speak me a little louder, Anup?
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Central India. Welcome to the monument of Khajuraho. I am Anup Jain, tour guide of Incredible India. At the present, I am in Eastern group of temple, and I introduce you some magnificent temples built by the Chandelas period in 10th century AD. Its finest sculpture, magnificent architecture, one of the best of the world. If you can see me behind, there is a wall, a panel of 3 level of sculpture. These sculpture size-wise are bigger than other temple of Khajuraho. It's fine art. Every sculpture is very well ornated. If you can look at right behind me, there is a very beautiful sculpture of a lady applying the henna on her foot. This is one of the finest sculpture of this temple. This is Parshvanath temple, as a Jain temple. Move a bit further up, and you can see this is beautiful. Another sculpture of a Apsara applying the eye makeup on her eyes. One other hand, she is holding her mirror to look herself in the mirror. Next sculpture is a beautiful divine couple, Vishnu with his wife Lakshmi. It's a beautiful amorous couple. In the frame, you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is beautiful sculpture of Saraswati playing with Veena. And you can see the light on the monument at the time. It's perfect. Keep walking on to the surrounding by the temple, and you can see in the bracket there are 2 beautiful Tirthankaras, Jain Tirthankaras in the frame. I am walking through the temple. This is the beside part of the temple, and you can see there is an image of Adinatha inside. Adinath is the first Tirthankar of Jain 24 prophet. He is the first one. You can see it's another angle of a temple. It's a Adinath temple over there. You can see the intricate carving up on the top. You can see there is a beautiful lotus flower on the top, and above the lotus flower there is a water pot. Above the water pot there is a coconut, And then this beautiful intricate carving. Come back to the Parshvanath temple, and you can see the close look of Lord Mahavira, the first Tirthankara of Jain. You can see this is beautiful image of Lord Mahavira sitting down in a preaching mudra, meditating. Now let's walk further up. If you can see, there is a beautiful gargoyle. I mean the drainage system of temple 1000 years ago. Take a look here. This is a beautiful sculpture of a temple where you can see the uh, Brahma with his wife Saraswati. I believe that is only the sculpture in the entire temple of Khajuraho, any temple of Khajuraho where they depicted Brahma with his wife. Mostly Brahma is not very well depictable, but he is depicted here quite beautifully. So this is unique sculpture of this temple. Take a look this sculpture where the lady putting the anklet on her foot before she's a classical dancer. She's getting to ready to perform a dance. Before she performs a dance, she is wearing the anklet on her foot. She is very well ornated. You can see her hairstyle has been lifted up a bit with peacock feather. So she looks so beautiful, graceful. And now walk a little bit. These are some new temples you can see, ladies and gentlemen, painted yellow. They all built over the ruins. There were 24 temples once upon time, but many temples lost it itself or destroyed during the war or lack of taking care. Many fact behind it. So over the remaining ruins of temples, later modern period, Jain authority built some new temple over on it and painted, and they all are working temples. So as many you can see, they painted white, yellow, or creamish yellow. They all are new temple. Now I come on the front of temple. That is the main entrance of the Parshvanath temple. This is main entrance of the Parshvanath temple. Temple of Khajuraho, officially, as you know,
I can't hear
built
you,
in the
Mr. Anup.
9th, 10th century.
Mr. Anup, I can't hear you.
During, hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can hear me or not?
Now I can hear.
Okay. So, Temple of Khajuraho basically built during the 9th, 10th century by the Chandela's ruler. They were the ruler of central India surrounding around 300 years, and during 300 years there were 85 temples built by the Chandela, as well as 24 Jain temple built by the Jain descendant during the period of Chandelas. So
Okay.
I'm sitting on a very fine temple of Parshvanath temple, which I walk around. So now
Okay.
your turn, Mr. Hector, to questions or whatever you want.
Yes, yes, definitely. Thank you very much, Mr. Jain. And
Yeah.
this was the Eastern group. It was a very good description of the Parshvanath temple that you gave. And I
Yeah.
would like to just tell you that my association with Khajuraho started in the early 90s. And I was very fortunate that I wrote an article which was
Right.
published, and I will just show it to you. It was an article on
Yeah.
Khajuraho, which you can see here.
Yeah.
It was called about dancing celestials seen here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is an article which is 27 years old. And I gave the descriptions of the temples after my visit.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
in fact, I have a very strong relationship with Khajuraho. And that was my first visit in 1990. And after that, I had written all these stories and I wrote a few more times. So, as you will guess by now, my relationship with Khajuraho is very old and is quite,
Yeah.
I would say I'm very close to this very fascinating group of temples. And what I will do now, Mr. Jain, is show you some of my pictures that I took on my various visits. We will do
Right.
a PPT presentation, and you have explained some things about the temple style and architecture, and we will discuss some more important points about these temple and the complexes. We are mostly going to be in the western group of temples,
Yeah.
and you are right now in the eastern group. I just wanted to know which came first. Was the eastern group first, or was the western group first, or the southern group? How was it?
Uh, Western group of temple first,
Okay,
and Eastern and Southern is contemporary.
okay,
So there are some temple in a Western group of temple like Matangeswar Mahadeva, Vishwanatha temple, or Kandaria Mahadev, or
okay,
Lakshmana temple. These are the earliest temple of Khajuraho.
okay. Thank you. So I'm going to do the share screen now.
Okay, sir.
And I think you will still be in the same location, so we can also
Yeah.
see this beautiful monument as well where you're standing. I will start
Right.
now.
Okay, sir.
This show is titled Poetry on Stone, Khajuraho. The reason why we
Right.
titled it Poetry on Stone was the work is so marvelous that it almost is
Right.
like a poetry that is being written on stone. And all
Yeah.
the architecture that you see, as well as the sculptures and carvings, are way beyond a human comprehension and
Yeah.
understanding. So that's why it's titled Poetry on Stone. As you know, poetries need much more introspection, much more reading to get the meaning. The same is the case with the Khajuraho group of temples. And our next slide is basically, this is the first slide. And here you can see the amazing carving. And Mr. Anup Jain will tell us a little bit about this very extraordinary carving that we are seeing here, and temple style as well.
This is back side of Kandaria Mahadev temple.
Correct.
Sunlight is perfect. This kind of temple architecture, one of the finest developed architecture as a Hindu architecture. The style of temple called Sikhara. Sikhara means peak of mountain. You can see there are number of peaks of mountain gradually improving up to created in a mountain. So there are so many peaks in a one large mountain, and that is the image of Mount Kailasa. Mount Kailasa is a home of Lord Shiva, and in fact, this temple is representing for the Lord Shiva. So this is house of Lord Shiva. So they try to build the temple which look like exactly of Lord Shiva. So this is one of the finest temple for the architectural point of view. Kandaria Mahadev, built in 1025.
Just I will go to the just a second. Okay,
Yeah,
this is the Kandaria Mahadev temple that we are talking about,
right.
and I will go to the next slide.
Yeah,
This is also just a second. This is the view that we have taken of Mr. Jain. Can you explain a little bit of the
yeah.
lion as well as
This
the?
this view you have taken from Kandaria Mahadev temple platform, and that is the view of Devi Jagdambi temple. And there is a lion. In front of the lion there is a man who is fighting with this lion, and that lion is the emblem of Chandela dynasty, and that is the earliest emperor of Chandela dynasty, Lakshman Dev Varman. When he was 16 years old, he managed to kill the lion. So the entire family appreciate his bravery, and whole family, upcoming descendant of Chandelas, they keep this as their emblem. So this is Chandela's emblem, or you can say Chandela's trademark. Every temple you will found on a certain place, they displayed more than one or couple of, to show you that those temples built by the Chandela king. So this is Chandela's trademark, and behind there is a view of Devi Jagdambi temple.